Talen, can you hear my audio okay? Is my audio like decent? I have my AirPods connected to my phone, so I'm not 100% sure. Let me know. Reset what happened? Overall, the game, the only two things negatives I can think of. Simon was off, but that's okay because he's been lights out for 3 straight. Fair. Actually, how's our defense at its worst when we had Kessler and Andrews about you? Probably because the lack of reps that they've had, honestly. Real one's waiting the queue. Tyson said it best, man. Tyson said it best. Is my let me see. Is my thing is it working? I think it is. I can do polls in the chat? That's crazy. I love that. Top chat, slap chat, super chat, no chats. Alright, cool. Logic, what's up, man? Can y'all hear me? I just want to make sure I'm not being delusional right now. I have y'all on my AirPods, so I don't know if that genuinely helps my audio quality or if that damages it. Just let me know. Yeah. Alright, cool. Zach, man, look. That was a good game. That was a great game. Yes, sir. 3-1 since last week. You know, we'll take it better. You had a job interview today? How'd it go? Talk to me. How'd it go? We gotta know, Tyson. Let us know. I'm hoping good, though. Even if you don't 100% know if you got the job yet. Let's see. First thing in my Google searches is always the Utah Jazz. I love that for me. All right. Before I get back on route, let me see here. I have a lot of buddies getting swooped for solo right now. For sure. Let me see. The only quarter the Jazz got outscored in was the second quarter, 31-26. First quarter was dead even, 28. Third quarter, they pulled away. Nets only had 23. Jazz had 34. Fourth quarter, Nets had 26. Jazz had 37. Convincing W. Obviously, Cam Thomas got off. We expected that. 12 of 23 from the field. Not terrific if you had to guard him, but, it was do a cartwheel in the car. Physically impossible. But THT, 27 points, 11 to 19. THT was the biggest surprise for me this game. Now, it was nice to see Walker Kessler get his double-double. Lauri Markkanen got a double-double as well. The Utah Jazz shot 49.5% from the field to the Brooklyn Nets 43.3%. Better than our usual holding. I believe teams usually shoot 48% against the Jazz, so significantly better. Tripped around the corner. 3-point percentage, 41% for both teams, really. We had the edge, 41.2%. Turnovers, 14 apiece, better than the season average, but not perfect. Rebounds, we obviously have rebounded at 51-36. That said, what interesting things happened today? My Cal Bridges was off. He was getting strapped up. 4-16 from the field, 3 of 8 from 3, though, for 13 points and 1 rebound, 5 assists. You said drift around. Sexton improvement video need to drop. You already know. Okay, so I had a video about Collin Sexton that I was about to drop today. But when I was recording it, the file kept corrupting the last like 5-ish minutes, which were the most important because I was talking about his stats. And I was like, you know what? Let me hold off another day because I know he's about to cut up again because it's Collin Sexton. You feel me? So you about to get it. I'm recording it when I get off work. I'm recording it. Had an interview. You said what? Had an interview at a healthcare and rehabilitation. It's for Roy, Utah. If anyone knows what that is, basically just be an assistant for nurses full time. Oh, that sounds like good money to me. It sounds like it's getting paid better than I'm getting paid right now. Sexton and THT just upped their trade value for us, and I appreciate it. Good job. THT is definitely more lucrative. THT make me want to wonder if I should give him a second chance. They basically said, "I'll get the job. They'll let me know by Wednesday." Nice. Luckily, those 14 turnovers. I think only six were travels. So luckily, our defense gets set much better than the steal, leading to disadvantageous possession. Correct. North Ogden. Nice. You know, that's good money. I love it. Proud of you, boy. Good job today. Let's go ahead and enjoy these Utah. Let me write this report. I keep fooling around. Hold on. Never thought I'd be doing a stream in the car, but here we are. Realistically, I could do this literally every weekend game that we have, but it's like an obviously like down tick from where I normally stream from. But it's cool though. Let's see. John Collins off the bench, 4 of 9 from the field, 3 of 4 from the 3-point line, 3 boards, 11 points, solid. Luka got 2 minutes at the end, scored both his shots, 2 of 2 from the field, 1 of 1 from the 3-point line, 5 points. Jalen Hendricks played 7 minutes, missed the 1 shot he took, had 2 boards, 1 assist. Chris Dunn played 16 minutes, had 4 points, 2 of 2 from the field, 3 rebounds, 5 assists. So good. And then Ochai got he played the most minutes off the bench at 23. He was 6 of 10 from the field, but he was 1 of 5 from 3-point line, so that's not great, but we can live with that. 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 13 points. Starter wise though, things looked really good for most of the boys. What happened here? 5 minutes from where Damian Lillard went to college. If you have fair enough. The Jazz don't know if we could trade other than Clarkson. There. Oh, nice. The Jazz have a lot of decisions to make at the trade deadline. Clarkson is obviously the first guy that has to go, right? THT has been looking really nice lately, so it complicates things because for me, THT was the next guy that obviously had to go. And you could keep Olynyk, but Olynyk fills the gap for playmaking more so than anything. Now, with that in mind, obviously we know that there's other things that could potentially offset Olynyk's effect, but we just haven't really seen those opportunities present themselves from the other players naturally. That said, underrated metric for today's game, in my opinion. Lauri Markkanen, 4 assists. He averages like 1.3. His assist to turnover ratio, if memory serves me right, was 0.8. As in, he averages slightly more turnovers per game than assists. That said, can't beat 20 points, 10 boards, and 4 assists from him. He was 1 of 5 from 3, which wasn't great, right? So 6 of 14 overall, but he made the most of his opportunities. Fontecchio also shot poorly from the field, 1 of 7, 0 of 3 from the 3-point line, only had 2 points in 25 minutes, had 4 rebounds, 3 assists as well. Walker had a very good game, 6 of 8 from the field, 14 points, 14 boards. I love that from him. Collin Sexton, naturally, to me, he was... Do I want to give him the player of the game? I can't, actually. I want to give him the player of the game, but I cannot. That would be biased. You want to know why? Because THT shot better from the field. Collin shot his worst. Honestly, this is his worst on the high sample size. 17 shots, hit 6 of them. 3 of 7 from beyond the arc, so that was acceptable. 3 boards, 6 assists for a total of 27 points. But THT was 11 of 19 from the field, 5 of 7 from beyond the arc. So they both had 3 rebounds, 6 assists. So I have to lean THT for the player of the game, in all honesty. He earned it. Never thought I'd give it to him this season, but he definitely made it work. You know what I'm saying? Where are we at? Smash that like. Yeah, you already know. Yes. Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I've been going on different sites, DMing people, asking people to shout me out, all that. A whole lot of pages, because I'm trying to get to that big 1K. Because, I know the videos that I'm doing now are going to consistently pass 1K views. So YouTube is making money off my videos, and I'm not getting to see any of it. So I was like, you know what? I could just sit and wait for, the completely organic, waiting for everybody to, sub. And if they don't sub, it is what it is. But, the one video, the most recent one I dropped, actually, about Lauri Markkanen, that one got, what is that, 2.3, 2.4K? and only 27% of the people that viewed the video subscribed or were subscribed for watch time. So it's like, bro, lock in, lock in. I could have 2,000 subscribers. But yeah, I'm still happy. 938, nice, nice. Hopefully I hit 1,000 before like I wake. When I get off work, if I get off to 1,000, that'd be nice. It's like 100%. Yep. Lauri and Kessler both double doubles. Absolutely. Are they getting rid of Sexton now, or what are they going to do? To me, you trade Clarkson, keep Sexton. Sexton has been the most efficient in the starts that he's had. He didn't have a great shooting night tonight, but he still put together 27 points. Obviously, he had some good free throws. Was attacking the basket pretty healthily. Also, high assists, low turnovers today. So, gotta love it. But yeah, I think he's their starting shooting guard temporarily, at least. THT was the man of the day, though. Yep. And 3 of those threes were garbage. Time we were up 2015. But hey, a bucket's a bucket. A bucket's a bucket to Ian. I know we don't love THT for the most part, but a bucket is a bucket. We got to give it to him. Hey, that's the dream. That's the dream. It's coming, though. It's coming, Zach. It's coming. You think he's going to be a full-time starter now? You think it's going to happen to Lauri? Lauri's staying in Utah. I don't see any reason why Lauri wouldn't stay in Utah. The level of package that would have to be offered for Lauri to get traded by Danny Ainge would have to be so insane. It would rival, if not be bigger, than Rudy Gobert and the Donovan Mitchell trades. Because the thing is, Lauri wants to stay. You don't find very many all-star tier players that want to stay in a small market team. Lauri abundantly says that he wants to stay verbally in interviews and everything for a long time. Recognizing that they are in the up and down roller coaster type phase right now and understanding that they're not going to be a significantly good, powerful team going forward, he still elects to say publicly, I want to be here. Pay me and I'll be here. Basically, that's the sentiment we're getting. So I don't see any reason why they would trade him. I think it would be rather dumb because right now he can be like the primary person as we're trying to get the pieces together. And then once the pieces get together and you find that true number one or that culmination of talent that you can kind of put together to make it happen, Lauri can be one of the greatest number twos in a championship run ever. And I don't. It's pretty simple to me. Hit some shorts. Yeah, I just paid my shorts man actually earlier today, so he should be having some, cooking up. Right, these come the week of the 10th to the 18th. 10th to the 18th. What happens 10th to the 18th? 6 games in 9 days. Oh, I did see that. I did peep that. Shut you if I had a chance. I know, Monty. I know. Sexton's trade value skyrocketing. His overall value, because a lot of people wrote him out because of his shot selection. And I know Finn's not in here, but Finn's not necessarily a Collin Sexton lover. The biggest thing to support Finn's argument today was his overall shooting for 6 of 17, not good. Hit a lot of free throws, though, which was good. But 6 of 17 still. I criticize Jordan Clarkson for it, so I got to get on Collin Sexton for it. 6 of 17 is not a good shooting. That said, Lauri also didn't shoot particularly well, but Sexton shot well from 3. 3 of 7 is something that I would love to have. Next trade Clarkson video. I might have to cook that one up. I was overdue because I was going to do a video talking about Sexton starting over Clarkson, but Clarkson ended up getting hurt before I could make the video. So it defeated the whole purpose of it. So instead, I'm just going to opt to talk about how great Collin Sexton is, which, I would love to do that. Trade him for a first year, maybe throw another guy in. First year. Let's see, Sexton should start going forward unless he's an extended son. Correct. I agree with that, James. Clarkson loves Utah. I don't know about Sexton. I don't know if he likes it here or not. Does anybody know? My understanding is that Sexton enjoys being in Utah. I don't know about like 5, 10, 15 years, but he seems to genuinely enjoy like being there right now in the moment. Unless the social media thing's bogus, but I don't think it is for him specifically. I don't think he's a social media personality that behind closed doors has just like an entirely different feeling about everything. I think you have to know the offers before deciding who to trade. Correct. Also correct, Monty. Yes. Loves Utah. He's committed. Yep. He bought a house. Yep. Okay. See, with all those picks, Lauri's all over YouTube. Yeah. I still don't think we make that trade. I should make. I'm gonna make another Lauri marketing video talking about why we should not trade him to OKC. Matter of fact, I'm gonna be that guy. I'm gonna be that guy because why wouldn't I be that guy? I'd love to be that guy. I love messing up people's stories and plans. Um, Plus, I guess that would also be rather nice clickbaity in a sense. Real Jazz fans would know. Here's the main problem: no one talking about Hardy messing around the lineups early in the season and the injuries affects what makes the Jazz overthink who they're trading. Fair, fair. It also, because of other people have been particularly better players than they were expected to be, that also helps them in a way because that allows them to be more productive um, in the minutes that they're playing. And what I mean by that, I know I just kind of blabbed right there. Basically, THT got a second chance that he wasn't originally supposed to get. If Keontae doesn't go down, THT is still coming off the bench, right? Sexton got his opportunity because Clarkson got hurt, and he's not letting it go, in my opinion. In my humble opinion, of course, he's not letting it go, as he shouldn't. But THT has been the biggest beneficiary of it, and it really just depends on how things shake out from here on out. But yeah, it does affect who they have the ability to trade though, and it provides a healthy problem. You don't have a problem where nobody wants your players, right? Like Zach LaVine and the Bulls, that's their biggest issue. You want to have somebody that has high value and people want to possibly add to their team if the price is right, or even are willing to slightly overpay for them because we know how Danny Ainge loves his deals. Sexton is number one scoring option. Would you agree? I would say yes, but Lauri is the star of the team. Sexton is a star, and in a perfect situation, he gives me Kyrie Irving energy. He's not always going to be a great playmaker, but if you need him to give you 30 at some point, he's going to slide 35 across the board for you. Um, but obviously, he still needs to get comfortable in that starting role. Obviously, today was a good indicator of things not being perfectly perfect, but I still enjoyed what I saw, and I could see him being a number one option, yes. But by and large, I wouldn't expect it of him just yet. I love Lauri, but case of Wallace and the 4 or 5 picks would sway me. It would sway you for sure. Like 100%. Definitely, you got to do it. Lauri's committed, bro. I've been watching Lauri. Bro, I got to pull over somewhere. I'm going to pull over right here. Hang on. Because I'm sitting here multitasking too hard. Too hard. Here we go. Random gas station parking lot. Yes, sir. He committed to Arizona. Big fan of the Cats. You know, will not bail on us like Donovan. True fan, man. Yeah. Sure to see the trade rumors because they always pop up and they're bugging so much. Yeah. He said, I love the car 5, by the way. Appreciate it, Lee. Danny told Lauri last March he's good to buy a house here for the long term LMAO. Passing his key zone defense is elite. Jazz are ass on the road. Could be my next title. Yeah. Okay, I'm driving now. I'm listening. Still listening. Hey, I'm driving too, Twin. Happy to see the Jazz winning these past few games. I don't know why anyone would enjoy being in Utah. I'm born and raised here, and it sucks. The only thing in Utah is our snow. If that's all you can say, it sucks. Hey, if he likes it, I love it. Pretty happy about the Wednesday game. I love Utah and it defends you. Tell me one good thing about Utah. Honestly, I feed off these live videos for views. Like and sub. Yes, sir. I should be able to subscribe soon. Close. Keep an eye on it, Monty. Hopefully it's tonight. It might be during the stream, honestly. Make a video on Kessler returning to a great center. Boom. I just screenshot it. Did I screenshot that? I screenshotted it. I'm gonna save that. Just wanted to pop in and say hi before I have to go back to homework. Thanks, Lee. Other Lee, by the way. Yeah, Kessler's looking like his last year's self. The pics are good for you. Sway me. Not gonna lie, bro, you're scaring me driving in the chat. Please be careful. Of course, don't stream and drive or sleep. You pull over, never mind. Yeah, just for a bit. I gotta find a way to like prop this up. Oh, that actually worked a lot better than I thought it did. It would in my head. Not gonna lie. There we go. All right, let me write this report real quick. And then I got y'all boys. I'm still gonna be vaguely like peeking at the chat. I mean, we got national parks, but even not much hiking for a lot of it. Oh yeah, for sure. Uh-huh. last time. But yeah, THT definitely surprised me. Lauri's playmaking in the beginning of the game in particular because he had 3 of his assists before halftime, which I think was a catalyst for keeping us in the game, considering that Sexton scored the most points, but also wasn't very efficient in the beginning. The Mitchell trade is looking so good now. How Sexton has improved. Yep, he's healthy now, and they gave him the opportunity to actually get the reps. Still 3 picks and 2 swaps coming too. There you go. Hey, Archie's National Park is great. There's 2.5 hours away from us. I'm kind of part of Jazz College. Jazz Coach's mountains and snow for a reason. All our parks in Southern Utah, basically. Jazz in Cleveland is going to be tough. Cleveland is like weirdly in an awkward spot because they sometimes play really good and sometimes play really bad, and a lot of people don't know how to truly gauge them right now. I'm interested though. Darius Garland, y'all saw the deal with Darius Garland and the Bulls trying to basically straight up trade Darius Garland for Zach LaVine. Terrible trade. I don't know why the Cavs would do that. I mean, I kind of do if you want to shake it up and you don't think you have enough of a ceiling. But they already traded away Collin Sexton. I feel like Zach LaVine definitely isn't the same leader for your team that Darius Garland is, especially considering you drafted Darius Garland, but especially not in a straight up trade. That's nasty. Let's see. How much would you charge for us to sponsor a video? What you mean, Monty? What you mean? Mobley and Garland are out though now. Oh, that it. Mobley is out. I definitely forgot about that. I'm not gonna lie. The crazy thing is, I saw a post about it earlier today and liked it. I'm pretty sure I might have reposted on Twitter too. Nasty. I hope Donovan stays with the Cavs. I like when players stay with the teams they go to, but I understand him wanting to go. Absolutely, yeah. They got Sadri on the same day. That's wild. But yeah. Absolutely. Let me see. Should get TTS. I love Donovan. He wants to succeed, to be honest. Yeah. Donovan Mitchell's a good player. He's a good player. He's deserving of the opportunity to play well and have a successful team. 10-17, guys. We are improved. And we beat a decent squad. I just want to play all our games at home. Can we play all our games at home? That would be nice. At least that way we would, win more. Or be more competitive in our losses as well. Any other surprising stats? Spencer Dinwiddie had a decent game. He just didn't shoot well from 3 against us. 7 of 15. Basically, Collin Sexton tier numbers. 1 of 6 from 3, though. 8 rebounds, 11 assists. That boy almost had a triple-double. What the heck? 17 points, yeah. And Nick Claxton, 11 and 7. Got outplayed by Walker Kessler, naturally, as he should. Like I said, I missed it. Who can't live Donovan? He tried to make Utah a better place. I love him for that. Always effectively painted over to Donovan Mitchell Bridge. Yeah. How much will succeed with the Knicks? Cheer for both Donovan and Gobert. Something Jazz. Absolutely. Yes. Yes, please. All who gives consistency. Exactly. The Jazz make the playoffs. And Donovan can succeed on whatever team he's on. Last year, hurt my soul and Cavs lost the first round. Something. Yeah. And do a live stream from a private jet in the future. That would be hard, Monty. That would be hard. Oh, what were you saying about the sponsored videos, Monty? Did you respond and I just skipped over it? I didn't mean to skip over it if I did. No, what you mean sponsor a video? Let me know. Oh. Yeah, man. The Jazz have been honestly really good for us today. one of the best games we've seen in a while. Obviously, our star didn't shoot the best. Lauri Markkinen 6 of 14 isn't great for him. The 1 of 5 from 3 is a little bit more concerning in my opinion. Fontecchio starting over the returning John Collins shot worse from the field. John Collins trying to prove that he still wants minutes at the very least until he gets traded. That's the other person that's going to get traded. We have Clarkson and John Collins, but we'll see how it shakes out. It's a little bit of a curious conundrum because at first I knew that John Collins was a poor defender overall, and he was in our worst defensive lineups. And Lee brought that to our attention. That said, I didn't recognize that he had such a high level of expectation for him because, in my eyes, Jordan Clarkson probably has the highest level of expectation aside from Lauri Markkinen because he's been there for the longest. He's supposed to be the leader. He's supposed to be the commander of that team. And I'm pretty sure he's the oldest guy on the roster, if memory serves me right. He's 31, 32 years old now. And yeah, Chris Dunn's 29. So unless Olynyk's older, he's supposed to be that older, like veteran savvy presence on the roster. But I mean, I just find it a little bit interesting that way. The fact that we can say 6 of 14 isn't great for Lauri is impressive to me. Absolutely, we've genuinely been blessed because Lauri Markkinen always shoots terrific from the field for the most part. And lately, Sexton, as a starter, for the most part, has been shooting terrifically from the three-point line and from the field overall. Today's being a minor blemish. So overall, we've been spoiled in that way, but we've also had to endure some pretty bad downs because we've had a lot of blowouts where Lauri plays well, but the rest of the team just isn't playing up to par. So it's a give and take situation, if you will. Yep. Nice. There we go. I definitely was at the site for like 40 minutes. I'm not gonna lie. Jazz can still push for a playing spot because we aren't that far behind Golden State. Correct. Pistons lost 24 straight. The fourth year of a rebuild. Yeah, the Pistons have had so many different versions of their rebuild. It's really difficult to understand who they are as a team at this point because I'm at a loss for words for what they are. And yeah, I don't know. That I could not tell you, gentlemen. All right, we're gonna go to the read now. You said got a notification membership was canceled on Buy Me a Coffee. Was that a legit email? Lee, I'll check when I get off. I'll check on my laptop when I get home to make sure. Listen to this. This is good that Sexton didn't shoot that good. It shows that even in the bad slump shooting nights, he can pass the ball and they can still win. Not everyone's gonna have a good night. Bingo. Archibald, hold on. Is this your first stream in here? Is this your first stream with us? Or did you have a different name? Pistons need to fire Monty. Monty's in a curious spot because from what I understand, like a bunch of his family members, like a couple of his family members ended up getting cancer or diagnosed with cancers. And then he just lost his wife recently, right? That said, it's the NBA is a business, and as a head coach, you are the head of the snake. You are responsible for your team's successes and their failures. But I just wonder how much his personal life is playing into his ability to properly coach. If that makes sense. We have 4 generations of Jazz playoff roster since the Pistons last. Fair. I saw a post about it. Now, don't quote me on it right now because I'm not a what do you call them? I am not a. Oh well, that happened. Somehow predictable. Yeah. Just not blaming the coach, though. Maybe the players have the correct name. 2 years ago, they were trash. Yeah. Wasting Lauri's talent, but Golden State so dysfunctional. Bingo. Logic, you hit that on the head. You hit that on the head. Who's to really say that the Warriors can make the most of Lauri Markkanen's presence? They can't even properly capitalize on the talent they have right there, which is what makes me question how good of a coach, what's his name? How good of a coach Steve Kerr is. I'm not saying he's a garbage coach because he's obviously not, but you got to be better, man. Got to be better. Let me see. There we go. Nice, that's good stuff. All right. Let me set this right here. Got you right here. 5 minutes away from my next stop. This guy's doing a 3-point turn in an intersection. Wow. Okay. Saying the Pistons getting all those players now. Oh, it did cut out? Okay, so I guess whenever I go on standby, it does that. My fault. Let's hope nobody hurt seriously. It's hard to drive safe on the freeway. Yeah. They want Steve as a coach anymore. Steph said that? Steph said Steve Kerr is cooked now? That's wild. It's about time. Great work ethic and selfless player. Mm-hmm. OKC Lauri trade is a horrible trade, especially the defensive. I see Lauri's on OKC Thunder. They're going to have to play like who can score a lot, but a good trade for OKC at all. Damn right. That's craziness. If Curry really said that, that's like low key OD. That's low key out of pocket. For more so, I guess from the fact that it's Stephen Curry saying it than anybody else. Because Curry's usually a very tight-lipped individual who's pretty media savvy. Not perhaps as media savvy as a LeBron James, but still pretty like in that ballpark. Or Collins gonna go. I want more Hendricks. Collins is the man they're going to go ahead and send away. Lennox probably going to spawn camp for a minute until they decide to offload him for a decent price. But it looks like Collins is the one because all the reports I'm seeing, like they told the newspapers and everything, the Salt Lake City Tribune and everybody that like he's drastically disappointed. Like he's not playing up to standard. They said they're genuinely disappointed in that, which is crazy to say about an NBA player, especially somebody that's shooting so efficiently from three. But I do understand his overall numbers haven't returned to peak John Collins on offense from like an overall like shot attempt standpoint. And just like overall production point wise, obviously he could have been a 20 and 10 guy. He's a 14 and a half, 15 and 8 guy right now. Not exactly what you were hoping for, but you really traded kibbles and bits for him, you know? Mothballs and pocket links. Jordan Clarkson in the package. I wonder what the Jazz can get out of it. Yeah, I wonder the same, honestly, at this point. It's a good game. Missed the game. How'd it go? Freddie! It went pretty good, man. THT ended up being the MVP. Him and Collin Sexton both had 27 points. Then Lauri Markkanen made it up with he had 20, I believe. Overall, Sexton shot 6 of 17 from the field. Not his finest shooting night, right? But he made up for it with his 3 rebounds and 6 assists. Low turnover game for him. THT 3 rebounds, 6 assists, shooting 11 of 17. Was it 11 of 16? 11 of 17. Basically slightly better, like clearly better than Sexton did from the 3-point line. Or excuse me, from the field overall. He shot worse from the 3-point line, but not by a significant enough margin for you to be concerned about it. Collins shot well off the bench, 3 or 4 from 3, poured in some buckets. Obviously, Cam Thomas for the Nets got off because he's Cam Thomas and he bought a bucket because ain't nothing funny to him. Rightfully so. But it's only a matter of time, man. It's only what in the world is this saying? What do y'all have me doing? But yeah, it's I'm gonna pop this U-turn real quick, John. Koozie. There we go. All right, you said you got to find something out of it. Yes, sir. Sounds good, Lee. John Collins has an issue where I feel like he doesn't improve season by season. He's the same player. Valid argument. Valid argument. Where are you taking me? Oh, never mind. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Wonder if we could get Shafino off of the Lakers for Sexton. I'd rather have Sexton than Shafino. I mean, I guess Shafino brings a little bit more of a defensive impact, but I don't think he's the same leader and charisma type character that Sexton is. And since the Utah Jazz literally have Sexton, and then that's probably it for that type of personality, I think they need that on the roster. If that makes sense. I heard that Curry was tired of his team and how they lost and how they were acting. I'm not sure if that's what you mean. Apparently, I didn't screenshot. Kept because coming up with Stephen Smith and Curry leadership. But yeah, overall, things have been very curious these days in the league. Yay, CMPD! Hello, gentlemen, my lovely partners in crime. Pleasure to have y'all boys around. I think play-in is possible. Yeah, the play-in was always my. Now, I think when I first made my videos, I said they could be as high as a 6 seed. I'm willing to go ahead and admit right now that was a little bit blasphemous, considering they also didn't start the season with the lineup I thought they would. And overall, they're just like a lot worse on the road than I expected them to be. I knew they weren't going to be great on the road. I knew they were going to play less good on the road. That said, I was not expecting them to be like really, really good on home games, capable of playing against anybody, and then on the road, struggling against everybody. Like that was not part of my schematic plan, honestly. I think if Sexton and Lauri stay on the Jazz, make the playoffs last 4 games. Fair enough. Yeah. Just making sure we should get some more defenders. We need. This is it, right? Realistically, what's his name? Taylor Hendricks. The reason why I get on him sometimes is because he can really be a two-way monster because he has a shooting touch. But his jumper just hasn't, his overall offensive game facing the basket isn't yet quite up to par. Once it is, he's going to look banging. But right now it's not, which is the issue that we're facing. I would love for him to be that guy for us, but it doesn't seem like he's capable of that yet, and it's unfair of us to rely on him like that, especially after he didn't get to play in the summer league because he was injured, him and Bryce Sensabaugh. So he just needed a little bit of extra time to cook. So people viewed him being sent to the G League as, oh, he's trash, or oh, he's not living up to expectations. But in reality, I believe the Thompson brother that's on the Rockets, he got sent to the G League, and he was literally the 15th first-round pick from this year's draft to get sent to the G League. So it's becoming a very viable thing for a lot of teams to do further players. I'm not sure if it's going to stay like that going forward, but it seems pretty reasonable to me across the board. At the very least, from what everybody else is doing and what everybody else is saying across the league. Curry can't play as long as it's against big men. He's too attached to the small ball. Big men are having a resurgence, correct? So his team gets bullied down low. Bingo. Best case scenario, a 7 seed, but that would be a miracle. Realistic best is 9. Yeah, 9. We're definitely, unless something drastically changes on the road, we're going to be a 9th seed peak. That we win in the play-ins and get to the playoffs. That's the best we can get. I take 10 chance we sneak into the play. Yeah. I think Kessler on the bench because our starting lineup doesn't really have good defenders, but our bench brings out the defense. So I'm realizing Ochai, Hendricks, Dunn, Kessler. Yeah. Together, the only issue when we pull out our defenders is they're not particularly great scorers, right? Dunn is a good distributor of the basketball. Kessler found his way today. Hendricks isn't there yet, and Ochai is finding his way apparently. The past 2 or 3 games, Ochai has been in double figures, I believe. So he's getting a little he's making things a little bit spicy. I've seen bad SLC traffic. 10 is not good for us. We have to be 8 to have any shot. For 10, odds of us winning 2 games. Yeah. I think realistically, being purely honest with everybody, 9 is a reasonable mark to be at for us. I don't think it's crazy to say that, but 9 would also leave much to be desired because, like you said, 8 will be the much preferred to that. Sit y'all right there. But yeah, overall, this was the win we needed. This was the win we needed. If Clarkson comes back, it's going to bring us down a lot. Yes. Clarkson needs to get traded. Or my low key, Clarkson might be healthy. Or not healthy right now, but like when he's healthy, they might just not play him and reserve him for a trade conversation. Because he, in my opinion, he has to go. In the beginning of the season, I ragged on Clarkson because he objectively was the reason we lost certain games by a significant margin. You cannot shoot more shots than Lauri Markkanen, miss more shots than Lauri Markkanen, and make less shots than Lauri Markkanen. Lauri Markkanen is the star of the team. You're not. Respectfully, of course. Respectfully. Now, this year's Jordan Clarkson, I can't explain to you who he is because he's not the same Clarkson of old, even as an individual creator. With that in mind, we also haven't set him up for perfection because he doesn't have a table setter on the court with him. I thought that he was somebody that could microwave cook for himself. Similarly, Collin Sexton has that ability. Unfortunately, I believed that Jordan Clarkson could, and he just ends up over-dribbling into either a turnover or a poor shot. And because the surrounding talent around him isn't perfect or isn't above him to a significant degree, it makes him look like he's a lot worse than he is, and he can't get the proper shots off that he wants to get off. You said people complain about Sexton ball hogging, but I don't think he's even then would take up all that many shots. Correct. My logic from the beginning of the season, like once we got about 8 games in and we saw THT play rough, and I was like, THT needs to see the bench, right? Chris Dunn should have been starting. It validated my point. But with Sexton, Clarkson was playing so bad. I was like, you don't even need to give him more shots than Lauri. But if you give Sexton consistently 14, 15, 17 shots a night, he's not going to shoot 30% on them every single time, right? This is the first time he's shot, in my opinion, poorly from the field. And he still shot good from three-point line. He was 3 of 7. So he hit the threes that he needed to hit. He just didn't shoot well going into the lane. But he also got fouled a lot and hence got a lot of points at the free throw line. You know what I'm saying? Jordan Clarkson can score himself, but we have to be able to play a 5-out in order for him to do that. Yeah, which also makes it difficult. The overall talent on our roster isn't significantly better than Jordan Clarkson is individually, so he can't shine in the undergrowth of the forest, basically, so to speak, if that makes sense. Honestly, if Sexton came out the gate with this good, we would be in the play-in mix. If we gave him the opportunity, this season was really about giving Collin Sexton the opportunity to be Collin Sexton. He was a starter for the Cleveland Cavaliers. He was an efficient scorer for the Cleveland Cavaliers up until his injury, right? Last season we had him on the bench. We did what we did with him. Cool. This season, in my opinion, he was never going to be the starting point guard. He's just not the distributor of the basketball that you want from a long-term solution. Steph Curry is one of the few guys who cannot pass the ball significantly and runs more like a shooting guard type position, but it works because the rest of the team is full of playmakers. Collin Sexton isn't a playmaker, isn't a supremely high-level playmaker, and the rest of the team as a whole didn't have enough playmakers. So he was never the point guard for me. I think it was a give him the shooting guard spot. And they were like, you know, we're going to go with Jordan Clarkson. He's been there the longest. He's shown us the biggest sample size of success. Let's do it. 15 games in. No. 22 games in the season. No. 26 games in the season. Now 27 games in the season. You got to let it go. You got to let it go. On court every game. It was playing like he wasn't playing like ass though, James. His percentages were slightly lower though, right? He was shooting, if memory serves me right, like 43% from the field and like 34% from three. So he wasn't shooting the same percentage that he's shooting in these starts right here. But by and large, he was still shooting in his limited minutes better than Clarkson. And after the first 5 games of the season, he became less turnover prone than Clarkson, even in a per 32 minutes mark, which I do like to do for those guys because they play a significant number of minutes. Per 32 doesn't really work for me, in my personal opinion, if somebody plays like 8 or 10 minutes, because you don't play long enough to get a genuine sample size of what you're capable of doing, if that makes sense. I want Sexton to stay. Him and Key are a good rebuild backcourt. Yeah, I think Sexton means too much to this team from energy. There you go. Mindset. He keeps the team accountable on a decent standpoint. What I'm saying right now is this Sexton this year is a starter overall. Give him the chance. Now he's shooting only 30% from three. It was negative to assist. He was negative assist to turnover. Absolutely, yeah. He was definitely a negative in the assist to turnover, which is why I had to praise him. What were we? 13 games into the season when he turned things around, and he had like a 4 or 5 game stint where he was like pretty solid. It was also around the same time when Keontae George got his starts as well. So perhaps they coincided to a certain extent. But yeah, you said us couldn't get FT. My brain's short circuiting right now, James. FT. Oh, free throw attempt. PL? PL. What's PL? Second's a good shooting guard. Having another ball handler could help them work together. Didn't see Keontae go down in 4 minutes. Want to start again together, but THT. Fair. Done well a couple of games. Yeah. I just hope Sexton's good play recently doesn't get him traded. Danny going to Danny. True. And the thing is, if you trade Collin Sexton, you have to get somebody that's going to be an energy, like heavy, like push the motive kind of guy. Somebody that generally looks like he wants to win every night. Because if you don't, then you have a bunch of guys who are going to look to the fans in the stadium like when they're losing, they're actually losing. And that's not what you want. Anytime Sexton makes a good play, y'all could be down 15, 20. If he gets a stop or he pokes the ball out of bounds, he's hype. And everybody feeds off of that, and then you have like a short little run that lasts maybe 5 or 6 plays, whatever the case may be. But it's an overall positive just from a mindset standpoint. Because Lauri's not that guy, and you don't want to force Lauri to be somebody that he's not, right? Clarkson wasn't that guy. THT's not that guy. Keontae's not that guy. Ochai's not that guy. Walker's definitely not that guy, right? So you need somebody that it's perfectly within their character to act in that manner. Also, I think the body language of Clarkson was bad. OKC game, Sexton was motivated to come back and drop 20. I think Sexton's going to get bingo. Oh, okay. Yeah. He definitely wasn't. The refs were not letting Sexton get any calls at the beginning of the season. I'm not going to lie. I thought it was just me, and I thought it was like a little bit of bias, so I never really brought it up. But it definitely looked like a couple times I was like, those are kind of questionable. And then there would be enough questionable calls, and I was like, okay, the refs aren't going to call any of these? Like, not even 2 of them? But yeah, Hardy said, yeah, I forgot it was saying, you don't care about playing Jazz basketball, then you won't play. Yeah, I saw that one, and I perfectly stand behind him in that one. It's all about energy and intensity, man. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. But yeah, man, overall, this is probably one of the most quality wins we could get. The Nets aren't a trash team, right? They were 13-12 before they played us, 13-13. So they're a middle of the pack kind of team. Being able to not only hang with one, but handle one is big. It's big, and there's no other way to put it. Honestly, must have been a 27 car collision with the Jazz. The Jazz trade Lauri, Collins, and Clarkson for a superstar. You think there's a way that could happen? The thing is, if you trade all three of them, you have to get a superstar that's going to want to stay with you. The biggest thing that a lot of people overlook with the Lauri Markkanen situation is they're like, okay, it's awesome. He's a solid player. He's one of the few all-star tier players that would want to be with Utah. But it's not that simple. Because by and large, most star players don't want to stay in small market teams because the money that they make is less from a branding standpoint, and there's just less to do in your free time. Combine that with the fact that it's also Utah, and by and large, people already have the assumption that there's not much of a nightlife and there's not much of like personal activities outside of basketball, to where if you're a star, you don't want to stay there long term. The fact that Lauri's sitting there saying, I want to be here, not I'm cool, I'm comfortable where we're at, I want to build with this team. No, he says, I want to be in Utah. That's so significant. People underrate it. And if you trade for an all-star, you can't trade it and get like a out of pocket, but like a Kevin Durant type character, because Kevin Durant has no loyalty like that. So after a season, he's already feeling some sort of way. You got to pack him up and send him somewhere. You can't trade him for like even maybe like a Kyrie's not a superstar at this point anymore, I wouldn't say. So like you have to find somebody that has the loyalty of like a Jokic or a Giannis type player, where like they want to be there for the long term, but they also want to win for the long term. But I just don't think that there's enough of a person out there in particular that would make it worth trading him. These last couple of weeks have been rough for the Jazz with the lost pieces from illness and other injuries. Definitely has. There's been a lot going on. But it also has opened up some interesting doors and allowed us to do some very interesting things that we really weren't supposed to be doing beforehand, which is also important to keep note of. Are we at European players somehow extremely loyal, it seems? Yeah, because another thing for like European players, I think, is for them, they're already away from home. So the place that they're most familiar with doesn't exist to them anymore. After that, it's more so who's taking care of me the most. And if this is the place that I'm accustomed to being in, this is my new home, this is my new environment. So this is where I would like to stay, as long as they pay me well, and I get taken care of when I make requests for the most part. I think that just makes the most sense for them. But it's interesting. The whole thing, actually. I am now only 11 stops into this route. I am so terrible today. Like, I am so bad at my job. This is crazy. It's funny, though. It's crazy in a funny way. How many subs are we at, guys? I can't check on there. Let me know. Pretty pleased with the cherry on top. Are we close to 950? I think I'm close to 950 right now. I'm not 100% sure. Because I was, 938 at the beginning of the stream? 936-ish? 938? Okay. Right. We're getting there. We're getting there, gentlemen. One foot in front of the other. To infinity and beyond. Where am I? My brain cells are misfiring. So I'm guessing. Okay, yeah, I found it. Alright. Charlotte. Yo, Charlotte is so dead at night. Like, I understand Charlotte's a small market team, but to have like over 1 million people in the city now and just have no nightlife, I understand why LeBron James and them wouldn't want to come here and stay. But it's also kind of cute and low key at times. I don't know. I would be fine staying in Charlotte if I was a superstar, because I know I'd be that guy no matter where I went. But I don't know though. I don't know. I'm just a guy. I'm just a guy. Yeah, that's cool. Um, but I'm actually pretty glad I did this live stream, yo. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know how it was gonna go. I didn't think my phone was gonna have enough connection. I think because of the route they have me on, they actually have me on a different route because I'm filling in for somebody. Sign rate 10 day. Man, look. Let me get access to the gym and the personal trainers. Once I'm in shape, I'll strap somebody up. Give me 7 minutes a night. Give me 7 minutes. I don't need 20. Give me 7 minutes a night, and I'll make it worth it. I'll make it worth it. 7 to 15. Realistically, I would love to play 20 minutes, but I know with the NBA's pacing, it's even faster than college ball. So I'm not gonna sit there and say something blasphemous like play me a full 30 minutes in one game. But like, I, I, man, I could at the very least give you some context and level intensity. Some context and level intensity. The shot making, not so much. I'm not context into the shot maker. I'm more of a playmaker than a shot maker. And I love playing defense. So, the Jazz need defense. I love defense. Oh, yeah. I also enjoy face guarding. Some people hate that. I love if you hate it. I also compliment people the entire time. So, yeah, you're not going to get a bucket that easy, at least. But you are NBA players. The wildest take I ever had as a growing boy regarding NBA was 2016, 2017. Fresh after, it was just after Westbrook's, was it after his MVP year? Yeah, like right after it, or right around it, actually. I said I could hold Russell Westbrook under 40 in a regulation game. And I still believe, like at that time, I think I could have done it. I think so. The only way I wouldn't be able to is if they created like a fake profile saying I went to like Arizona State or something like that and I was a rookie or a second year and they had me guard him. I felt comfortable with that. But if they sat there and they were like, this guy thinks he can guard Russell Westbrook, he's junior in high school, he goes to such and such school, and they like outed me like that. Oh, Westbrook's like on my head, and he's about to give me like 65. I'm cooked. But like Westbrook with no knowledge or prep time, oh yeah, I'm holding him to 40 for sure. That's crazy. I know. The level of delusion was insane. But like at the time, like everybody as a high schooler had those like outlandish takes. Everybody had them, like something that some hill they were willing to die on. And for me, that was like the craziest one. Now, granted, I'm also 6'4", but at the time I wasn't even 200 pounds yet. I was 170. So I think that would have ultimately been like the biggest issue. But in my head, Russell Westbrook isn't going out on a nightly basis trying to get 30. At the time, he was more so hunting a triple double. So in a perfect world where I'm not even playing the entire game, say you're a random starter in the league, you're playing 32 minutes that night, Westbrook's playing along, you're playing against Russell Westbrook, most of your minutes are going to be spent against him. I don't think he's going to give you 40. Now, the fact that I was a junior in high school thing I could hold Westbrook might have been a little bit more insane than like me, college version me. But, you know, gotta respect his game, man. Gotta respect his game. That's Russell, MF, and Westbrook. Side note, the Clippers are also playing very cohesively and getting the job done. I love that for them. Especially since he moved to the bench because those first couple games were, I don't want to be that guy, but they were like terrible, actually. Like really bad. So just the fact that they've been able to clean things up in the manner that they have is good in my eyes. And they really needed it. Like genuinely. That's good, but it's good for the betterment of the team. Let's see here. Here we are at the next site. Go back here. Nice and easy. Wee. Anything else interesting that happened in the NBA world this evening before I, hop off and actually focus on the job I'm currently getting paid for? Don't worry. That first YouTube check is coming. I can taste it. I can taste it. It's just not there yet. Anything else interesting happened today? I don't remember there being any marquee matchups on TV today. You said, would you trade for Draymond if the Warriors do a fire sale? Ooh, that's an interesting one. Hmm. What did I trade? I'm gonna say no. Actually, contrary to popular belief, I'm gonna say no. Um, would he temporarily make the team better? Probably. He's a plus defender. He at this point he's an okay leader. Before, like during their genuine championship runs, he was a great leader. He's not a great leader anymore. He does fill the necessary playmaking deficit that Kelly Olynyk is currently filling for us, which is something to say. Um, in his very limited number of 3-point attempts, he's shooting okay, or he's shooting better than he normally does. So that's cool. Um, but no, overall, because his on the court antics, like John Morant has his off the court antics. Miles Bridges had his off the court antics. PJ Washington, off the court antics. But on the court antics is a lot harder to cover up because this is front stage in front of people. Anytime you have a nationally televised game, anytime you have a game that's just citywide, all your people and the entire brand of your business is put on display right there. And I just don't. That's not necessary. Plus, I feel like his style of fired up energy it contradicts what Colin Sexton does well and what he brings to the table. So I would say no. No, I'm gonna go ahead and say no. Anything else, gentlemen? It's a cool little hour stream. Nothing too crazy. My back is itching. Your phone's gonna die today. And you and me both, brother. Let me see something. I got a notification. Should have been home 40 minutes ago. Not even halfway home now? Goodness. You're behind getting home like I'm behind on this route. I'm like 6 stops behind, 8 stops behind. I'm like basically 2 hours behind what I normally am right now. But it's okay. We're gonna take care of business. It'd have to be something crazy. honestly. Head out. See y'all next time. Yes, sir. Well, it has been fun, gentlemen. The only person having more fun than us right now has to be Tayton stuck in traffic. But I appreciate y'all popping out to the live. I know it's a little bit unconventional, just being in the car. Brings up a little bit of a different energy. I'm on my Keith Lee vibes. You know what I'm saying? I got that. Gotta hit the pose. Today I'll be reviewing Crumble Cookie. No, but you know, just cool vibes. The overall happy about the Utah Jazz game. Some guys played really well. Some guys played okay. Some guys played a little bit rough, but we still end up getting the W in convincing fashion from a win by committee type situation. With that in mind, you just got to appreciate what we were able to do, understand what we weren't able to do, and hopefully they continue to progress as the time goes on. This is an entirely different team than we saw on the road, and I have to keep mentally thinking of that because I set this expectation for us, like having a rough game against a team like this, and we still managed to get the job done. Which credit to the Utah Jazz players as well as their coaching staff for getting the W right here, especially at home. But the translation needs to be winning those games on the road, and that remains to be seen. With that being said, and if all hearts and minds are clear, thanks for tuning in the live stream again, like always, gentlemen. The next game is on Wednesday. I should not have work Wednesday, so I will be live at home on the actual set, making things happen. Tomorrow, well, actually today, since it's past midnight over here in North Carolina, there will be a video dropping probably 2 p.m. ish Eastern time, so 12 p.m. if you're in Utah. Um, about the overall trade news. Now, I didn't have it completely updated based on Lauri's situation. I'm gonna make that a separate video in and of itself, probably a second time. Also, got to give some love to Collin Sexton in his own individual video, but those are probably gonna be back to back to back bangers. With that being said, hopefully we end up clearing 1,000 subs tonight. I'm probably going to be at work when it happens. If it doesn't and I have to wait till tomorrow, perfectly fine. If I wake up to 1,000 subs and I get to go ahead and press that lovely button to request to be monetized, that'll be great too. But with that being said, good morning, good evening, good night, no matter where you're on the globe watching. Thanks for tuning in. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.